Hello students of 9th standard. We have started the you can say 6th lesson, classification of the plants. In that we have seen the classification of the living organisms, that how they are classified into prokaryotes or eukaryotes, and how they are classified into unicellular or you can say multicellular, then again with cell wall and without cell wall, and how they are you can say 5 kingdoms, that are nothing but Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. So whenever you are seeing this organism or you can say the classification of the plants, further plants is one of the kingdom, you know that Plantae is one of the kingdom, in that all plants are included, you know that we have seen it in the previous standards. Now here we are in detail, we have studied about the plants. So what we have studied there, first cryptogams and phanerogams. So cryptogams are the you can say plants which do not give us flowers or fruits. We have seen that. And phanerogams are the plants which gives us flowers or fruits. Now we are going to see that in the further lecture. Now here about the cryptogams, what we have seen, there is again further division made, that is nothing but Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta. We have seen that. Now Bryophyta, we have seen the example of Spirogyra, how it is green in color, having chloroplast, having spheroid nucleus, all these things we have seen, but it does not have root, stem or leaves. That means it is in an shape, or you can say it is in thallus shape. You have seen that. Next one, that is nothing but the Bryophyta. You have seen the Bryophyta are nothing but the amphibians. Why they are called as amphibians? We know that because they are you can say shade loving plants, or sometimes you might have seen also that they grow in a moist place and they need a water for reproduction. We have seen that they reproduce sexually and asexually, by both means, that also we have seen. Next we are going to see the Pteridophyta. In Pteridophyta we have seen that there are many plants which are shade loving plants, or which are having a conducting tissue. That means xylem and phloem. They contain xylem and phloem. Xylem and phloem are nothing but the conducting tissues. We know that xylem is nothing but a you can say conducting tissue for water, and phloem is a conducting tissue for food. We know that. In that we have seen about the Pteridophytas, how they are shady plants, or you can say they are grown, how we have seen that. Then now here next one plant we are going to see, that is nothing but a fern. Now fern is what? Fern are, or you can say they are called as ornamental plants. Why they are called as ornamental plants? Because they are grown in an you can say our gardens, or you can say in a shady places, or your house. Sometimes they are available everywhere in the world. So which belongs to subkingdom cryptogams. Now these fern is belonging to the subkingdom that is known as a cryptogams. Why we call them as a cryptogams? Because they do not bear you can say flowers, stems or fruits. They lack these things. So we include them under the cryptogams. And the division is Pteridophyta. As these are the shade loving plants and growing in a moist place, so we call them as a Pteridophyta. They have well developed roots and stems. Now stems and roots, now whenever we see in the Thallophyta, we have seen that these plants do not show root stems, but here or in the Bryophyta we have seen there are root like rhizoids, but here in this plant we may see that there are roots and stems. The leaves are you can say broad. Sometimes the leaves are very broad in structure, means the leafy lamina, or you can say the leaf lamina is somewhat broad. That means the leaf structure is somewhat broad. It is simple. Structure is a very simple you can say. It does not show any another you can say edges like that, or any compound margin we cannot see there. Or you can say sometimes there are also compound leaves and they are called as a fronds. We call them as a fronds. Now whenever you see the next point, that is nothing but they are green in color. Whenever they are green in color, it means that they are having the chloroplast, because chloroplast is nothing but a green pigment which is present into the leaves of the plant. So they are also showing a feathery structure. This plant is most, you can say, known for its feathery structure. That means the structure of this plant is feathery and it shows a, you can say, bushy like structure. Whenever we grow it into the, you can say, pots, growing pots, then you see it like a feathery structure. That means it becomes like a bush. Then they grow luxuriantly in a moist and shady places. They grow luxuriantly in a moist, or you can say, shady places. That means they are always growing in a shady places. That means they need shade. They can't grow in an, you can say, hot places or open, you can say, things. Whenever they are grown in a shady places. They do not bear the flowers and fruits. Whenever you see, these plants do not bear the flowers or you can say fruits. That means what? Again we are coming to this section that they are nothing but cryptogams. As they are cryptogams, we say that these plants cannot bear the flowers and fruits, and they are coming under the pteridophytes. Why? Because they are nothing but the shady plants. Now they reproduce asexually. They reproduce asexually. How it is seen? They reproduce by both of the means. That is nothing but asexually and sexually. Whenever they are reproducing with a, you can say, asexually, that means they are reproducing with the help of the spores. Now these spores are present in the, you can say, sori. Sori are nothing but the golden spots which are present on the lower surface of the leaf, or you can say on the posterior surface of the leaf. Now whenever you see these posterior surfaces, there are some golden spots, and these golden spots are called as a sori, and sori contains the spores. That means this plant is a sporophytic plant. That means the sporangium, whenever are burst out or whenever breaks open, it gives out the spores. Now here they reproduce sexually with the help of a, you can say, zygote formation. Whenever there is a zygote formation, it means that there is a union of the gametes, and due to the union of the gametes, the zygote formation is done. That means this plant reproduces asexually and sexually. Now we are going to see about the phanerogams. I have told you that plants are divided into cryptogams and phanerogams. We have studied about the cryptogams up till now. What we have studied in cryptogams? That these plants do not bear, you can say, flower, fruits. Then they reproduce sexually and asexually. They reproduce sexually with the help of the spores, and they reproduce asexually with the help of the spores, and sexually with the help of a zygote formation. We have seen these, you can say, some of the plants in cryptogams are shade-loving plants. Some are growing in a moist, you can say, place. Some are growing in a water, that we have seen. Now we are going to see the phanerogams. Phanerogams have a special structures for the reproduction. So whenever you see, it does not have to reproduce by any other means. It has a special reproduction organs. Therefore, we can get a, you can say, nice product of this. Then see, they are seed bearing plants. Whenever you see such types of plants, they are nothing but a seed bearing plants. Now seed bearing plants means what? actually the fruits are present in such types of plants, and the fruits contains the seed. Now therefore they are called as a seed bearing plants. Now seeds are formed after the process of the reproduction. So what happens whenever there is a reproduction, as they are having a particular reproduction organs. Due to the reproduction organs, we know that there is a formation of a zygote. Clearly we can know that. So how we can tell is that the seeds, the fruits are also formed here. And whenever the fruits are formed here, what happens? See there, these are only produced or these are only formed after the process of the reproduction, and they contains the embryos, as there is a, you can say, special organs for the reproduction. There is a union of gametes, and you can say there is a formation of a zygote, and due to the formation of the zygote, what happens? There is a, you can say, it contains a embryo. It is told by them. Then it also stores the food, as we know that there is a fruit formation. As there is a food formation, what happens? There is a also store of the food, or you can say storage of the food. They are classified as gymnosperms and angiosperms. They are classified as gymnosperms and angiosperms. What do you mean by gymnosperm? Gymnosperms are the plants which contain the naked seeds, and angiosperms are the plants which contains closed seeds. Now, they are classified further. That means the phanerogams are classified further into gymnosperms and angiosperms. Now, they have conducting tissues of water and food. Now, conducting tissues are of two types that I have told you. They are nothing but xylem and phloem. Xylem conducts the water, or you can say it is a conducting tissue of water, and phloem conducts the food. This I have told you. Further, the angiosperms are classified into monocots and dicots, that we are going to see further.